All of us has at least one ultimate dream to achieve within this very life, though a very few have courage to convert that dream into a burning desire and that desire into a passionate goal. The goal that we consort within us with firm intention to focus, try, and achieve as a glinting success. The success that we think to triumph one day with a winning combination of effort and good luck. We define our goal primed on the size of our dream. We put all our strength and capabilities, we achieve one goal and set another high. We struggle, we fail, we bounce back and try again. We spend tremendous energy and effort to succeed, but life situations bring in bigger barricades on the way and persuade us to fail. The harder we try, bigger the adversities come along. Though we may acquire some learnings if we learn after every failure, but all that invested energy and effort actualizes no appreciable returns. Some of us experience such turmoil not once, but twice, thrice, and many more times. And one day we become so tired of trying, so tired that we compromise with the problems and choose to live with ordinary life. Why it happens? Why few people achieve smashing success by investing just an ounce of energy and effort, but others don't get it even after investing a mammoth? What is the difference between these two categories of the people? Take a pause and think for a minute. Is there any unexplored way which takes just a little energy and effort to achieve what we want, compared to the prodigality of energy and efforts we used to spend till now and still could not succeed to achieve everything or sometimes anything that we wished from our life? What is the secret that successful people know better than those who are not so successful? What is the secret that people who are happy know better than those who are not so happy? What is the secret that is known to those who are full of everlasting energy, thrill, and passion, but not to those who always look tired, tedious, and worried? What secret is known to the one who is appreciated and acclaimed everywhere, but not known to the one who is criticized and misread often? Most importantly, what's the secret that some people always meet good luck before they wish for it, but others remain misfortunate in everything they try and do? It's a story, surprise test. One day, before finishing the science class, Professor Manikaran called for a surprise test. All the students anxiously started to wait at their desk for the test to begin. The professor handed out the question paper with the text facing down as usual. After distributing it all, he asked the students to turn over the papers. To everyone's surprise, there were no questions. There were no questions on the question paper, but just a small black spot at the center of the paper. Seeing the expression on everyone's faces, Professor announced his instructions. I want you to write about what you see there on the paper. That's it. Students got confused, but they got started on the incomprehensible task. At the end of the class, Professor collected all the answer sheets and started reading each one of them loud out in the class. All students, with no exception, defined the black spot and explained that in a various intelligent ways. After all had been read, the professor stated, "I am not going to grade you on this test. I just wanted to spark off. I just wanted to spark off your thinking process. Why? Why none of you wrote about the white part of the paper? Why?" Stunned, everyone's eyes got auto-focused on the black spot. Everyone's thought process got engaged with the black spot. Everyone's expression became the explanation of the black spot. And that's how they overlooked the white part of the paper, not willingly, but unconsciously. Isn't that the same thing happening in our usual lives? Are we not stuck on the dark spots? Are we not auto-focused on the health issues that bother us? The lack of money that fears us, the instability in relationships that disappoints us, and the emotional stints that crucifies us. Our whole thought process is overwhelmed by the dark spots of the life. Our whole mind is engaged in the explication of the dark spots. Our whole brain is filled with the memory of dark spots. Our whole present life is revolving around dark spots. Even we are trying to derive our future from those diminutive dark spots, but not from the rest of the bright white space. Obviously, dark spots resemble with the stacking problems of the life, and white part represents unattended opportunities. Question is, why we can't look away from the dark spots and enjoy everything else which is white and bright? Why can't we stop the recursive writing or the literary composition of dark spots and start writing the new text of our own choice with a free hand? We know we should. We know. But we know we couldn't because of some reason. And that reason is deeply related with the success we dreamed but could not achieve so far. The black spot in the black spot story is giving a very deep symbolic demonstration of human mind's functional working process. The process flows in an extremely logical way. At the very first glance on the white paper, the mind gets attracted towards the dark spot. Then something magical happens. The image of dark spot automatically gets attached to the mind, such as that is the only and single thing available in the sight to observe. The whole mind gets auto-focused on the spot within a fraction of a second. Even if your eyes consciously try to scan through the whole paper again and again and again, they could not detect the presence of anything else but the same black spot. The mind accepts that only thing present in there is the black spot. Now the mind has just one job to do, and that is to start thinking on what it observed. The presence of bright white part of the paper remains unnoticed, and mind completely gets engaged with the dark spots. It starts thinking about the dark spot. It starts evaluating the dark spots. It starts framing imaginations and stories around the dark spot. Even it dives deep into the unconscious memory to collect pre-existing references about such dark spots ever seen before. It stimulates the biological brain to produce feelings and emotions through the chemistry of hormones. It electrifies the thoughts to flow the whole network of neurological connections across the body. And all that is done just to extract more data and feeling about the subject at focus. That is nothing but the dark spot. Once the mind makes itself integrated with observations, elaborations, evaluations, and judgments about the dark spot, it expresses the outcome. We may take a minute to write that expression by hand, but mind has done its job just in few seconds. Amazing, isn't it? Though I saw the whole paper and projected the complete image inside brain, but why it happened that mind without any conscious effort has immediately attended the dark spot, but ignored the equally obvious white part of the paper. It means mind has not perceived the image captured by the eyes as it is. Rather, it has decoded the image in accordance with some specific intrinsic inclination. The whole intelligence earned through years of academic knowledge, life experiences, and profound analytics has been automatically constructed to think about the observed dark spot and further focused to the best explanation about the same with a perfect use of skill of expression. What is the outcome? A perfectly formatted and skillfully written expression of a biased observation about the shady spot. But hey, what is the purpose? Is that to apply all the mindful skills to think, imagine, judge, and express that dark spot? Oh, really? No. The purpose is not to ramble around the dark spot, and we know it consciously. But somehow, this bolt has got enough power to trap us immediately before we realize our real purpose. It completely encapsulates our thought process within the boundaries of autopilot governance of mind's default function mechanism, and that before we try to resist, mind has already begun to do its favorite job called thinking. As soon as our thought gets confined within the self-created limits, we lose the power of lateral thinking. We lose the power of lateral thinking. With no surprise, we lose the power of exploring on unattended possibilities, exactly like we lost the power to explore that much bigger chunk of white, brighter, and fleeting part of the paper. We react on everyday problems, adversities, or criticism in a similar fashion. It hardly matters what age group we belong to. It hardly matters what age group we belong to. We are programmed for continuous self-evolution from morning till night and from night till the morning. We do not remain the same person between the journey from yesterday to today. Something gets added to us every day. We easily notice problems and threats floating on the way, but we rarely realize that solutions and opportunities are left unnoticed. The mind gets auto-focused on the geoparodies of life. The complete thought process gets boxed within the perimeter of perceived maniacs. And then whatever action plan we create, we relate it with the overcoming those geoparodies. In other words, we simply get stuck around the dark spots and overlook the whole big pie available on the landscape of life. Unintentionally, unknowingly, but truly we miss to explore many great possibilities that we have in front of us. We get so busy with dark spots that we forget our original purpose, the purpose of striking upon unattended opportunities to cultivate unachieved success. Imagine if somehow our first glance becomes so capable that it starts capturing effortlessly the abundance of possibilities present on the white and bright part of the paper and start over leaping the dark spots, for instance, then what all can happen? What all can happen?